We are good to go, and I'm just going to share my screen now. Start share. Now I won't be able to see the chat after I've done this. And view. Okay, full screen mode. Right, my screen has now gone full screen mode, so hopefully you can see that too. Just give me a thumbs up if that's all good. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, thank you all so much for joining us. We're very excited to have you all on board. We're going to take probably about half an hour to go through the presentation. We just start with a disclaimer, just basically to say that there are no guarantees of any earnings within this business. It depends on your skills and the amount of time that you put into it. I like Andy's analogy of it being like going to the gym, whereby, you know, if you go to the gym and you just sit and play on your phone and you don't actually do very much, you're not going to get the results. So in essence, you know, we've got a very good team and everybody encourages everybody else, and we're all very much on the same page, which is what I love about this business. So just really to say there are no guarantees. So let me tell you about iBUUmerang. iBUUmerang was started by a gentleman by the name of Holton Buggs, who I have to confess I had never heard of before I got going. He is, however, the highest paid man in network marketing. He has been in the industry for 20 years, so has an incredible pedigree behind him. And he had just sat back. He'd started off not earning very much at all, but literally, after a few failures, started off sort of earning about $800 a month. He was notoriously in the record books for earning, I think, 3.1 million in 1 month by the time he decided to leave his previous company and set up iBUUmerang, and on a regular basis earned about 1 million a month. So we are talking about a CEO leading us here with an incredible reputation. Now, he had watched companies being absolutely revolutionized by technology. Think of Uber, think of Airbnb, think of Amazon, all these companies that have just completely disrupted their industries. Uber, at a press of a button, you have a car at the end of your road or outside your house, and they don't own any cars. Same goes for Airbnb. I'm an Airbnb host myself, and my goodness, it is just so clever. The technology is wonderful. And he also had watched a lot of companies' demise by not being revolutionized. Can I just ask you to mute your own mic? Sorry to interrupt. I was meant to do that at the beginning, and I haven't got the ability, I don't think, to do that now. Just a bit of rustling going on. But yeah, so Holton Buggs had also watched the demise of companies that hadn't evolved, and they basically got left behind, like the Woolworths, the Thomas Cooks, and the Blockbusters of the world, and also so many high street stores, which very sadly have been put out of business by the Amazons. You know, the high streets now have got no atmosphere. All you see are hairdressers, restaurants, and betting and charity shops. And Amazon, to be brutally honest, is the model that he has really watched and put that technology into what we're about to tell you. So, network marketing, I should have asked at the beginning how many network marketers are on here. I know that there are a few, but for those that haven't been involved in it, you don't need to be, it's not a concern, but we do just touch on the fact that network marketing is one industry that just has not evolved over the last 60 years. And that's why Holton Buggs saw a huge opportunity. It took him a while to get it right, and I'm sure you'll all go away and Google him, as I did when I was first approached. And, you know, he had a few disasters along the way, as most masters, masters were once a disaster. But he has learned from his mistakes and absolutely perfected a genius business model here. So it is time for network marketing to evolve. Basically, I was involved, and I didn't really introduce myself properly. I came from a corporate sports background, very much sitting in a corporate office. And when I was first approached about network marketing, which was only a couple of years ago, it was a product-based company, and I am still involved in it. But I just wanted something where I could work from home, where I had a little bit more time to spend with my family. and just had more freedom to work within the hours that suited me. And that's really what the joy of network marketing is. And that's why it is incredibly attractive to people as the gig economy increases in this day and age, with many more people working from home. They are looking for multiple income streams. And this, I have to say, absolutely is a first-class company to get involved in. So the old model, just to touch on this briefly, for those that have been involved in network marketing, you know, there is a huge amount of work that with a product-based company that goes into retaining your clients and coaching your clients. You have to learn all about the products, you have to upsell the products, and you have to find business builders that want to run with you. So if people aren't coachable and open to being coached, it's just like being on this sort of hamster wheel where you sort of feel you're getting somewhere with someone and then they drop off, and it's incredibly difficult to duplicate and people disappear. So you put as much effort into retaining clients as you do business builders. And what is very genius about this new model is that customers basically come in and you don't have to deal with them. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I was a strong recruiter for my previous company. I was awarded last year on stage being the third highest recruiter in the country. So I was doing really well, but still I found it difficult to keep people on board. So although they say only the strong recruiters win, I was a strong recruiter, but I found it very difficult to sustain that. And that's why I absolutely love the new model here. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about how Holton Buggs has evolved network marketing. He's developed a platform called iGo, which ultimately is one of the most technologically advanced booking engines out there. And there's going to be more on that platform later in the presentation. But essentially, we're a tech startup, and our USP, our unique selling point, is this PRIB. Now, the PRIB stands for the Perpetual Residual Income Builder, and this is doing all the work for us. So all those criticisms of the previous model of network marketing, all the network marketers on here will be very happy to see that the PRIB ultimately it's building through artificial intelligence a phenomenal database for us. And it does that through data analytics. It does all your marketing for us. And ultimately, just to touch again a little bit on more about what network marketing is, we don't advertise. A lot of companies spend a lot of money on advertising. The network marketing model, we are the salespeople. We are the people that are going out there as the shop front for that business. Now the PRIB is doing all of that for us. It's also doing our follow-ups and our upselling. So, sorry, my phone is ringing. So yeah, basically looking at the Amazon model again, you know, travel is to iBUUmerang what Amazon, what books were to Amazon. And I don't know if anybody watched that incredible Panorama documentary the other week, where it talked about how Jeff Bezos had gone from sort of bookseller to tech titan simply by understanding the habits of his customers. And this ultimately is what the PRIB will do. You don't need to understand it now, but it's just an insight as to how Holton Buggs has revolutionized network marketing. So to just give you a little bit more insight as to the vision of iBUUmerang, they launched only a couple of weeks ago in Houston, Vibe Ride. Now, I'm not going to touch too much on this, but it's just an example of how we are going to be adding additional platforms to our model in the same way that Amazon started with books and then brought in so many other different products. These, in a way, are our products. So just to touch very briefly on Vibe Ride, because it is worth a mention, it's a rideshare company that ultimately will rival Uber. It's available in 8 cities, in 4 cities in Florida and 4 cities in Dallas. And just imagine this, in the same way that we earn from all of our customers, if you had a Vibe Ride driver as one of your customers, and one of your customers got into that Vibe ride, you would be getting a commission on both the driver and the passenger. Now, I know it's quite hard to comprehend, but this will be rolled out, and as and when it comes to Europe, we'll be telling you a lot more about it. But you can see the principle here. He is building a super database, and with that database, we can go to all sorts of companies and say, look, you know, we're coming to you with 500,000 customers. What deals can you do for us? And we know for a fact he's already talking to Apple and Shell. So no promises when these are going to come on board, but you can see how this company is going to grow. And that is why the time is now to get involved. Look at this. Within 9 short months, 11 months now, I think we're 1 year old as of next month. We've already got 400,000 customers. And I was told, listening to one of the podcasts, that that is the same amount of customers that Amazon and Facebook had collectively after their first 2 years of business. So this just shows how fast this is going. And what is so exciting about this is you make money when your customers save money. So as I mentioned before, you're getting a little knockback, a little bit of commission every time your customer uses one of those previous platforms that I've just explained. So how will we bring this vision to the world? It all starts with, and I touched on it earlier, travel. Travel are our books to Amazon. And the reason Holt & Buggs cited travel is because it is an enormous industry. $8 trillion is spent annually within the travel industry, and everybody loves to travel. So nobody is going to say no to this opportunity. Look at these stats. In Asia, $6 billion a day. And I normally do this 70,000 a second. I have to say with coronavirus, it's probably minus 70,000, minus 70,000. But, you know, the coronavirus thing, obviously, a few people have said, how is that going to affect us? People will just be holidaying in their own countries. So maybe over the next few months, you're not going to get this boom. But listen, it's going to come back. And this is the best time to grow. Network marketing, can I assure you, is absolutely recession-proof. What else do you do if you're quarantined, sitting at home? You've got your computer, you can build your business. This is not going to hold us back in any shape or form. So another reason why he chose travel is because he has partnered a travel company in the States who have got a very, very good reputation and can actually undercut the two big companies that I didn't appreciate monopolize the entire travel industry. So there are 3 ways historically that people used to buy travel. You'd walk down the street and walk into a hotel or a Thomas Cook when they used to be in the high street and book direct. Over the last 20 years or so, obviously the online platforms have become increasingly popular. And in fact, I think between Booking Holdings and the Expedia Group, there are 47 companies that all are owned by these 2 groups. So you shop around, you spend time thinking, oh, I'll have a look between Booking.com and Travelocity. And the reality is you actually only probably save about 10 to 15%. And that is because they have got the market completely sewn up. Now, the third way of purchasing travel is wholesale prices. And that's available literally to about 1% of the marketplace. People who are in the industry are aware of these prices. And historically, people who can join or have joined travel clubs have access to these discounted prices. Now, Extreme Travel are one of those travel clubs, but we have basically, or Holt & Buggs has got an arrangement with them because he's bringing so many people to their business now with our increasing database. We are managing to negotiate incredibly good prices for all of our customers. Now, to touch on Extreme, they've been going for 20 years, so they are a bona fide company with a very, very good track record. And in fact, you can see here that they are a top award-winning travel agency, and you'll recognize a huge amount of these companies that have all awarded them certificates of excellence. So at least we have the reputation of a very long-standing company, even though we as iBUUmerang have only been going for a relatively short period of time. Now, at this juncture, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to unmute Andy, and he is going to pick up from this point of the presentation. I shall mute myself. Over to you, Andy.
Okay, I just need you to help me share my screen. So you unshare yours for me. And then we're off in a bit. Can you unshare your screen for me, Debbie? Are you just doing it now? Brilliant. So while Debbie's doing that, I just want a short introduction to myself. Firstly, a warm welcome to today's presentation, and thank you very much for your time. We know how valuable people's time is, so your time out is much appreciated. And we will just now switch screens. So you're seeing the same slide, but now it's my screen, not Debbie's, so I'm now in control. So I've always been an entrepreneur since the age of 19, and I believe in multiple revenue streams and residue income because we have residue bills. I've worked in network marketing on a product basis for the last 4 years, so I really have now built an understanding of the industry and been on many training and personal development, but with product. Customers, whilst they've engaged in the product, they've not stuck with it because they've got a cheaper version on Amazon and they can get it next day for free and all of those things that Debbie was explaining. I was fortunate enough to meet this Holton guy in Paris in the Champs-Élysées hotel and have coffee for 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours of listening to what is the Ronaldo of the football world or the Beyonce of the music industry, explaining to me things that, you know, it was like he was reading me. He knew exactly what I was going through because he'd done it, been there for 30 years in the industry. So he knows what us network marketers were struggling with, and hence he developed his platform. And it's tech, and I do like tech and the way it's working. So if we go back to the presentation here after my introduction, the iGo is what we get as travel savings ambassadors. We get an iGo travel platform, and it enables us to save up to 70%, which is double our customer savings. We have real life examples of some of our people already using these services and saving a significant amount of money. We can earn travel saving bonuses by referring to the travel to Extreme. So if we have maybe group bookings or more configurable trips, we can refer it to a travel agent and they deal with it directly and pass back the commission in our back office as cash. We get upfront discounted and exclusive experiences and trips sent to our inbox, well, 1 week or 2 weeks before they're available on general sale. And we have over $8 trillion of travel inventory at our fingertips that our customers and ourselves can enjoy. So if we just look at these two examples, these are if we are travel savings ambassadors. You can see here we have a New York City 4-star, 4.5-star hotel where on Expedia it's $339. On our travel site, on the iGo platform for travel savings ambassadors, 178 nightly. That gives us a whopping saving of 161. These savings do vary depending on the time, the event, what's going on, where in the world it is, those sort of things. But any saving, I think, is great, and these are astounding ones. And then if we look at the this one here, the Paris hotel, it's a 4-star hotel, and that's with Travelocity, I think. I can't read the screen there. Total $440 nightly on our platform, as low as $130, which is a massive saving of $310 per night. So it's the same rooms, the same hotels, and I do stress the saving is up to. Some savings are great, some savings are smaller. And we're the first travel booking site, if you're into your cryptocurrencies, to accept Bitcoin, which again is another first. Oops. We also do car rentals. And Debbie has actually used the car rental, same car company she uses every year, and I think she's saving 20 euros a day. But in this rentalcars.com, we've got $392, same car, same company, $221 here, saving $171. Same car, same rental company again. And we also have something where we can book weeks. So this week's option at Los Cabos, a 4-star resort. Here on hotels.com, we've got £834. again, 282 savings. You can read the figures and see what's going on here. When anything's new, like Amazon's books were new or Uber taxis were new, people needed reassurance. And I have used the platform to book a hotel, a couple of hotels now, and I did get some savings. But all of our customers and travel savings ambassadors get these type of reservation emails. And if you could just mute your microphone for me, Katie, or Debbie, if you could mute everybody for me, that would be great. Thank you very much. So here you can see your reservation. You can see your reward credits, which are like Tesco reward points, and then you can use those for future bookings. And you can see you've got your savings. So every time you make a reservation, you can see you get the savings. And this one is our Holton Bugs himself using the platform. Wherever he's been, he saved a whopping $1,589, stacked up some reward credits and placed his reservation. Now, we've talked primarily about hotels, but as you can see, core services include here the hotels, our rental cars, also very strong in cruises. You might have seen that from the Extreme Travel Awards. We also can book flights, but with the margin on flights, we need to be aware that it's unlikely that we're going to save any money on there, but we would get the reward credits if we decided to book through this platform. Homes is an Airbnb style platform where people can upload their homes, again, specific criteria with Extreme. Weeks are where weeks are available at specific resorts. Marketplace is very much like eBay, so you can bid for holidays and trips. And timeshare is a platform whereby timeshare owners can upload their timeshares for sharing on the platform as well. There's going to be a couple more circles here. We've got the Vibe Ride that Debbie talked about, and we also have iBUUM Mobile coming up. And then, as we know, there's talks with Apple and Shell and things to come along in the future. So there will be more core services and more verticals added to this platform as we move forwards. Now, the good thing with this PRIB and the Perpetual Residue Income Builder is that it knows where we are, and therefore it can push other activities that we're likely to be interested in. Maybe theme parks if we go to Orlando, restaurant savings, theatre tickets, all those sort of things. And with holidays, so hotels, cars and weekly stays, there's 110% of the difference price guarantee. So if we find a lower price within 24 hours of your booking, iBuumerang will give you 110% of the difference. So do you boomerang? Yes, I boomerang. This is going to be a bit like in the future. Are you on Insta? Do you do Facebook? Are you on LinkedIn? It's going, do you boomerang? You're going to feel very left out if you're not doing the boomerang. And it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. For customers, we send them a website with a free code. They book travel and save money, and you get paid. It's a fantastic business model because they'd be spending that money anyway. And who doesn't want to save some money when they travel or when they do their spending? So 50% of the savings goes to your friends, family or customers, and 50% of the savings comes back to you in the compensation plan. And you know, you receive that in cash. There are some similar companies where you know, you get paid in credits and all sorts of things. So oh, so what's happened here? 1 second, technical hitch. Oh. So let's look at this example. What we're comparing here is a travel savings ambassador member site and a customer site. You can see the results are the same. This one we're saving 70% here, and the customers gets half of our saving. So here, if we look at yourself, your customer is saving $1,699 working in dollars. We would get $849 credited to our back office in real cash. So this model of network marketing we can build with just customers if we choose. So if we have 10 customers and we look at an average annual, 10 customers with 1 trip a year, and if they average their annual savings of $600, then the total savings across those 10 customers, $6,000. That means a travel savings bonus to you of £3,000. So if you think of, you know, how much overtime you might have to put in your current environment, or what extra jobs you'd have to take on to do $3,000 worth, this is a conservative customer acquisition model. How long is it going to take you to give out 10 codes to people that book on platforms like booking.com and TripAdvisor and Trivago anyway? And congratulations to Debbie. She's actually been doing this a short period of time. She's already got over 100 customers on her platform. So well done, Debbie, and note to the rest of us to do more. If you look at a moderate acquisition model, where Debbie is, 100 customers, if they all do one trip a year and have an average annual savings of $600, then there's a total saving of $60,000. That's a $30,000 bonus just a year. And this is just one way we get paid. We can have an aggressive model, 1,000 customers. It might take several years to get to 1,000 customers. You know, we're looking at trying to do that in 2020. A lot of the team members are on the call, but a total travel savings bonus here of £300,000 using the same averages. With all network marketing, there's also the option to build a team. The team payments work out slightly differently, but if you had a team of 50 travel savings ambassadors, and each had 10 customers each, that equates to 500 customers. We get a different percentage of other travel savings ambassadors customers. But if we look at 500 trips, that's one trip a year, same annual savings again. And this time it works it out on customer volumes. And we can go into detail about the compensation plan, but over on the left-hand side, that would equate to $58 a day, $1,700 monthly, and $20,000 annually. And that's a conservative team builder model. If we were working a bit harder and put more effort, like working a bit harder at the gym, and worked up a team of 250 travel savings ambassadors, again with a moderate or very low amount of 10 customers each, you can see the numbers here. The numbers really do stack up. 103,000 annually, I think we'd all say to that. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen in the first few months. It may even, you know, it's going to take a couple of years to build this up. But if you look at the business or job that you're in at the moment, you'll find that whatever you do, you've got to invest a bit of time in it to actually get somewhere. So I'm looking a bit further ahead, 2 years down the line. Be nice to, well, it will be targeted to have 250 people in the team with more than 10 customers each. And then we have an aggressive model, team of 1,000. And as you can see, your numbers can go up and up and up. This thing like snowballs, the more you get your team on board. There was 30 people on our call last night. I think there's over 16 I saw earlier on when we launched this call. But with a team of 1,000, 10 customers each, 10,000 customers, you can certainly see how the numbers work. So we also have a direct sales bonus for bringing people onto the team and sponsoring people in. So who do you know who is entrepreneurial, needs or wants extra money, likes to travel a lot, looking to work from home, a bit more flexibility, stuck in their corporate job? We're not suggesting anybody gives up anything to do this. You do it part-time along with your other income streams. But basically you have what's called a direct sales bonus. And people can be sponsored into the business at 3 different levels: coach, business, or first class. And for each one you sponsor in, you can earn $20, $40, or $80 respectively. And you also have what's called a commissionable volume that we get paid on as well. And these are the investment levels here. We also have something called a dual team bonus. So we need really 2 people to start off with. We put one on our left leg and one on our right leg. And we get paid a percentage of our weaker leg, and we actually get paid on both sides these days. The compensation plan has just changed. So we do get paid quite nicely. I think there's 7 ways of getting paid now. But I've not experienced all of them as yet, but they're all there for the future, as you'll see as the slides go on. So we start off, you buy into the company and you get your platform with $49, and then we select coach, business, or first class. Well, I was all in with my first class. You can see the investment level here, and you do have to invest. This is a business. This is a business and an opportunity. It's not something for free, but I think it's all about the value and the return. So here, first class, you get 50 boomerangs. They are the customer codes to give out. You get all of the savings for what we described for customers' trips, and you get 15% on the dual team bonus, a VIP level 1 on reservations, and 2 weeks pre-sale on all of the offers that come up. That's all for $1,000 for the actual business, that like buy the franchise. And when I've looked at franchises before, oh, I mean, you're sometimes looking at 6-digit figures, like hundreds of thousands to buy into franchises with a lot less return and a lot higher risk. And you get access to all of the business classes. You get, you know, the holidays, the homes, the weeks, the lifestyle, and the timeshare. Whereas if we compare with the coach class, you've only got access on the iGo booking engine for hotels, flights, and rental cars. You just got 10 boomerangs to give out. You get half of the savings, 10% of the 10% of the dual team bonus. So if there's 1,000 points in the dual team bonus, 10%, you get £100 or $100, and at 15%, you get 150. So 10 to 15% doesn't sound a lot, but it's actually 50% of the pay packet. So when you go for a job interview and they say, do you want to be paid £10 an hour or £15 an hour? You clearly want the 15. However, we do recognize there's people that want to get engaged, but maybe haven't got access to the $1,000 initially. So you can start on the coach or business classes, and you can upgrade it just paying the difference in the first 60 days. And your team sponsor and the rest of the team will help you build enough in your wallet to be able to do that in the shortest possible time. There's also a monthly overhead, like with every business, there's running costs, and those people that run businesses at the moment will have running costs. For us, our running cost is $99 a month, and that is compared to other businesses, you know, one of the smallest expenses I've ever seen. You get your website, all your PRIB, your back office, all your reporting. These slides, we didn't do them ourselves. Debbie and I, they were made for us. So we've got all of our marketing materials, et cetera, all for our $99 a month. So very, very small investment, which makes it low risk, almost too small investment that, you know, we can give up too soon and not put the effort required in. But we give you lots of help with everything. This is just a slide here that shows some of the builder ranks. So as you move up the ranks, you'll see that your commission levels go up. So, and you can see that your weekly amounts that you're capped at can go up. So here, it's just explaining that as you move forwards through the ranks, you know, you get more percentages in this column here. The rest of it is probably a little bit complicated to explain to anybody new on the call at the moment, but appreciate that basically the more you put in, the more the reward. Now, we also really want to give back. We have the iBUUM Foundation, where we support Children International and Manor Relief, and we do meals for these people and for these charities. And we have, I don't know what the numbers are, and I really do look them up, because in 11 months of trading, we're talking huge numbers. And I know that in the Vibe Ride cities that we've started on, we're looking to support the homeless people in the Vibe Ride areas, which I think is another great idea to help those people that really need it, where the Vibe Ride platform is. So we give back, or, you know, iBUUmerang, we can give back through our back office, and every time we get a new customer, a new business builder, something goes into the system again. Now, this slide is kept up here, people, for you to have a look. This is Accelerate. It's iBUUmerang's event. Bearing in mind this company is 11 months old, this is an event. So if your company was 11 months old, or you were involved in a new company, look at this stadium. Look at the thousands of people at Houston, Texas for this event. And there's people on this call and in our team that were there. I think 4 or 5 of people invested in going to this event to see the launch of the Vibe Ride. And finally, at some point, we will have an iGo app. Everything's web-based now, which you can still do on your phone, but with an app, we know it's going to be easier, and it's designed like an app like Siri and Alexa, where we can just talk to it. you know, I go, find me a hotel in London next Wednesday for 2 nights. That's what the idea is going to be, we're sure. So there's little information on that, but it is coming out, which will make our lives even easier. So that's really the end of our presentation now. We're going to unmute the microphones for anybody that wants to stay and ask any questions to the team, and I can have a look at the chat box. So I want to thank you for your time, and if you are jumping off the call now, please get back to the person that invited you on this call. They really do think very highly of you and really want you to take an open look at this opportunity. So thank you very much, everyone. That's me finished our presentation. We're now opening up to a few questions, perhaps.
Brilliant, Andy, well done. I'm just going to stop recording and then we can all relax a little bit. So if you know anybody that couldn't jump on the call today, we'll post this to our group. So hopefully whoever invited you to the call will have access to that and you can ping it across to them.